Some people also know me as Potent Whisper. I'm going to be sharing some spoken word with you this fine afternoon. But before I start, by show of hands, because I'll just get an idea of who lives in London. If you live in London, if you just pop your hand up real quick. Jeffery, you're doing well. You know what I mean? So if you live in London, there's two words, most recently, that you will have likely heard more and more frequently. Redevelopment, or otherwise known increasingly as regeneration, which isn't what it seems to be. Our councils really love to just regenerate a place, to elevate a space, to regenerate estates. They're regenerating London in abundance as we speak, but have you ever wondered what these words actually mean? I mean, the term redevelopment implies a type of progress, and the council make it sound like a beneficial process, which has to make you wonder why there's been so many protests against regeneration on estates. It makes no sense. Until you look at the evidence from previous developments and find that none of these benefits actually benefit the residents. You see, when they redevelop homes, they also redevelop rent. When they redevelop rent and redevelop debt, we get evicted and shifted out of ends. When they redevelop bricks, we have to redevelop friends. Maybe you thought you knew what redevelop meant. If you believe that we develop, please develop sense, you better fight for us or you'll be redeveloped next, and then we'll all be redeveloped to a redeveloped dead. You could be a sister, a neighbour, a parent, a mother, a carer, a saviour, a friend or a brother. They couldn't care if you bled in the gutter. You could be dead, because to them, you're a number. To them, you're just the amount of money they can sell your home for. Like, good afternoon, £800,000. How are you, £800,000? I hope this letter finds you well. It's worth £800,000. I'm writing about your property. I'm sorry, but you've got to leave. You'll be on the street, but to me, £800,000. It's the sound of progress. It's a scary process, but the council always knows best. Please, £800,000. Think of all the other houses we could build when yours is down, and we can get forking out around £800,000. But you can come back for £800,000. But please, don't be sad if you lack £800,000. Because whenever you're feeling down and out or looking for money down the couch, remember that to me, you're worth £800,000. Yours sincerely, Councillor Matthew Bennett. But Matthew Bennett's a big man. There's big plans in the pipeline. Plus a tube will get a nightline. The food is getting quite fine. Everybody wants to live in Brixton. It's the high life. So smashing our homes to dust has come just at the right time. Now, admittedly, I'm of a biased background. I've stood and seen my best friends have their houses smashed down. I'm already angry, and anger clouds reality, so let me detach myself and just look at the facts now. Cressingham Gardens Estate, southwest London. 300 houses and the council will have crushed them. Each house has around a 3-person count, so that's 900 people who stand to lose their house. The council explained that the estate needs work, and over 1/3 of properties need a refurb, because they left them to the client, which happens all the time. You'd be quite surprised if you do some research. Now, a full refurb will cost £7 million. It's nothing. But the council have announced that they can't afford that, despite having received £100 million in funding, and despite having collected rent for 40 years before that. So instead of spending £7 million on refurbishments, which they've already announced they have available now, they want to smash the houses down, build around the same amount, and that's going to cost £130 million. But according to the council, this all makes sense because they intend to build 27 extra homes at council rents. Yeah. They want to spend £130 million on 27 extra houses. Well, there's a housing crisis and the waiting list has thousands. That's not efficient or sufficient. Why do we allow it when it only serves to benefit developers and councillors? But you know what? Even if residents could afford to move back, what makes the council think they'd even want these new flats? Not everything that's new is necessarily approved. The council just assumed that we'd even want to do that. They forget that in these homes, people raise their families. These walls have shared their happiness and faced their every tragedy. They forget that a home is a community, a neighborhood. And no amount of new can make me feel the way my neighbors could. They forget that. The difference between a home and house, that a house can't be made a home for any one amount. They forget about the elderly who spent their whole lives here. They've got a right to stay here. They've got a right to die here. It's sad to be said, but it has to make you wonder whether they forget or just care more about the number. Maybe you thought you knew what redevelop meant. But if you believe that we develop, please develop sense. You better fight for us or you'll be redeveloped next, and then we'll all be redeveloped till we're redeveloped dead. We just want a place to live. That's what our estates are for. It's time to fight, to try and survive. We're living in a state of war. Safe.